there, besties. I hope you're here to join me for a meal, a mukbang. I made a nice thick potato, bean, tomato, and very spicy chili soup, which I've thickened up real good, let me tell you. Mm. So today I thought I would just, do a relaxing video doing what I want to do, which is eat. Mm. Oh. And maybe talk about a few things. So, I wish handsomest husbando was here to enjoy this with me. He's at work right now, so he'll be another couple of hours at least. And so I'm just here alone. Cookie the Dark Lord, my cat, he's in the other room because I thought I really can't manage this pan on my lap eating with the cat trying to jump in it. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, my hand. So, yeah, Cookie's not in the room with me and the door is shut. Sorry, Cookie. Although I did give Cookie some extra tuna, some dog tuna with oil. Mm-hmm. Am I sweating from the spice because it's so spicy, or am I sweating because it's just damn hot in the house? I'd say both. Mm. If you're eating, let me know what you're eating. If you're fasting, tell me about it, please. I'll just show you this. Probably just looks like mush. It's so delicious. Mmm. Of course, I made my own special sauce. I just kind of like invent sauces. I don't really go, oh, I need to make it like this because that's how you make that sauce. I just make sauces, you know what I mean? Like my ancestors are whispering to me when I'm making the food. A little more of this, darling. Mmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh. That one fell on the floor. Probably Cookie will get that one. Cookie's a little bit spoiled and does occasionally like to eat Cobb's bread. I absolutely hate eating alone. So, like, talking to the camera, knowing that at least one person would watch, like, I feel less lonely. Is that weird? Mmm. Mmm. Oh my god. Mmm. Mmm. The spice level is quite good. I would like a little bit more though. Like, I like a piping hot. But saying that, then it can kind of like obscure the other flavors. So this is kind of nice. I've got some ideas for videos coming up, and I'm also going to be live streaming because I finally, got that home internet and dippy dippy. Look at that, besties. And last night I was able to log back into my Google account, my email, and do all the secret password things you have to do when you're a YouTuber. And now I can log in on my laptop again. So yeah, really, there's nothing stopping me from live streaming. So it'll be pretty soon. Mm. And before, I did like a 4 or 5 minute live stream at a wedding. Um, that was just on my phone. And the problem with that was after a few minutes, the comments stop. Like you can't read them on the phone. I don't know why. And I know because after, like, I watched it and people had commented and just couldn't see them when it was happening. So you definitely need the laptop for that. And so it's all been sorted out. And of course, I had my daughter on Messenger and on the phone, and she took so much time to help me. I was so happy and grateful. I could never do that on my own. I'm just not good with technology. Sure, I'm good at other stuff, but not that. Dipper dipper. Mm. So I phoned my handsomest husbando, and he was like, "Have you eaten?" And I'm like, "Oh, I ate a packet of chips, for the video that you may have or may not have seen." And he was like, "Oh my God, that's not enough food." He's like, "Go and eat right now." And I'm like, "But you're not home. I don't like eating by myself, That happens too often." And he was like, "Just eat a little bit. I mean, have as much as you want, but just eat a little bit and then eat again when I come home." So when he comes home, I'll be eating again. So if you wonder why I'm not trying to offend anyone, why most Egyptian women put on weight after marriage, that could be why. Husbands are like, "Eat, eat, eat some more. That's not enough." And you'll be eating with your husband and you'll be like, "I'm finished now. Alhamdulillah." And your husband will like grab a chunk of meat and like force it in your mouth. Like he'll wrestle with you. He'll get a spoonful of, beans or rice and again, like feed you like a baby. I've never had that experience before coming to Egypt. Certainly, there's no saying no to your husband for pretty much anything. So, weight gain is a big possibility. Yeah. Thankfully, I've lost a significant amount of weight. So, when he does try to feed me, it's not as bad an outcome, I guess. Mm. Why do they do that? I'm sure most men prefer skinny women, like most, not all. Just because even some men that prefer curvy women will only be with skinny women because they fear what other men think of them if they're with the woman they actually want to be with who's curvy. Curvy women are beautiful, don't get me wrong. I have a theory that if you're wifed up in Egypt, Your husband wants to feed you and feed you and feed you so that you gain weight, yes, deliberately. Why? My theory is so that you don't go off with some other man, because he would technically think, you know, who would want her if she's too chunky? Maybe that's what he's thinking. I don't know. Like if I lose weight, he's like, that's enough. Start eating. Why? Why? I don't want to be chunky anymore. I mean, I want to be a little bit chunky. I want to be a little bit junk in the trunk chunky. That's just my normal shape. But I don't want to be like super fat anymore. I just don't. I'm over it. So today I'm eating more than what I would usually eat. Um, I'm not actually more hungry. I'm probably more emotional. You know what I'm saying? And so that makes me want to eat. But I know that that's not going to last, and that's okay to have a heavy eating day. Let's get in there. Whoop, dropped it. Get in there, potatoes. Potato, patata. Tomato, tomato. Mmm, mmm. I heard that just online that in Egypt, women get fat shamed phenomenally, like more than most places. But I noticed that, and don't ask me how I know, I'm not just talking about my husband here. I noticed that men in Egypt, sure, they'll look at skinny women, but online, when we're looking at women, they look at chunky women, they'll look at BBW women, they look at women with junk in the trunk, like hardcore. I'm not going to say who I saw looking at that on the internet, but I've caught a few people doing it. Um, Kind of like, you know, they've gone to Rio de Janeiro and, you know, there's BBW beach babes kind of thing. It's all fatties. Now, if you're fat, don't be offended. I'm fat too. But it's like men here are obsessed with chunky, chunky monkey women. But publicly, they'll shame chunky monkey women, call them fat in the street, that kind of thing. Um, you know, when they're around other men, they'll look at skinny women online or in person. But in private, when they're all alone or there's not many people around, you might catch them looking at the chunkies big time. I definitely think there's more men here that like larger women. Absolutely. For me, though, I mean, obviously I'm married, but I don't care what any man thinks about my body. I want to look how I want to look and I want to feel good about myself. So for me, that involves losing a significant amount of weight, but still keeping the shape, if you know what I mean. I don't want to be like, you know, have the body of a 10-year-old boy. Like, I want to be curvy. I want to be a little bit fat, yeah. But I just don't want to be ginormous. I mean, it's cool if you are, but I just don't want to be. Because I don't feel good about myself when I'm ginormous. So yeah, He tries to feed me up, I'm telling you now. Like if I say no to food, he'll legit get angry. Angry, angry. I'm like, why are you feeding me? He's like, because I love you. Because I love you, habibi. So it's just the more I eat this, the spicier it gets, I swear. I feel like Egypt is a place where people are like hyper reactive, if that's the right word, to how people perceive them and look at them. Like, do they look good? Are they in fashion? Do they look like they have money? That kind of thing. And being Australian and, spending quite a lot of my life in the outback, in the rural areas, I'm the opposite. I don't care. Like, you know, it'll be said, oh, aren't you going to clean your shoes before you go out? And I'm like, why? The road isn't paved and it's full of dirt. In 10 seconds, my shoes are going to be dirty again. Why would I clean them? Why? Or, I've got a smudge on my hijab, or, I've got a little bit of dirt, I've got to pat off. Why didn't I wash it? It's like, it's just a bit of dust. You cannot walk down the street without getting dust on your hair. Sure, there are people in Australia that, don't want to look schmick all the time. I understand. But generally speaking, they're from the city. They're like really heavily city people. hmm I mean, when I was younger, I went through like a phase, but I wasn't like crazy about it, you know. And I'm not saying I don't take care of my looks or how, I appear to other people, but people in Egypt are obsessed with it. They're like, oh my God, what if this person saw me? Or like, oh, they said this about me and they said that I had no money, or they said that my shirt wasn't good enough, or that person laughed at my shoes. It's like, who the hell cares what a hater thinks about you? They're below you, darlings. I told my mother-in-law last week or the week before that in Australia, in some places, you might go to the supermarket with no shoes on. She was so shocked. She was like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Just no shoes." She was like, how's that kind of like possible? How's that? And I'm like, well, you're supposed to. It's like the law inside the supermarket or whatever, but people leave their shoes in the car. It's hot. They don't want to put them back on again. Welcome to Australia. Welcome to Australia, mate. And I told it's also normal in some places for women to go to the supermarket in their pajamas and their Ugg boots. He was like, what? What do you mean? Like schmexy pajamas? I'm like, no, like just like jaggy kind of grandma pajamas. He's like, oh, old people. And I'm like, no, young people. Young people. We discussed going to Australia together the other day, and this is what's left for me and Whale for later. This is how greedy I just was. Anyway, And we were both like, oh yeah, maybe we should go to Australia, even for a few years. And then the next day, legit, he came back to me and he was like, listen to me. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, we're not going to Australia. We're staying in Egypt. And I'm like, what? And he's like, Soa, Egypt. And I'm like, oh, why? And he's like, because I said so. Welcome to Egypt, Habibi. Guess I'll be spending my life here. Fantastic. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Bye, besties.